So consumption will go down. Whether you have $100,000 or $500,000 in the bank, inflation will hit, and your $100,000, $500, or for that much a mil or $2 mil isn't gonna do anything. Whether it's in the bank or in the stock, it will all go down to nothing. I strongly believe this will happen. So for that much, I suppose people with a lot of debts are better off because they can abate back with inflationary money if they ever come about to get some, so that's better. But here's the thing: the only thing which will count, except for the Bill Gates type and really way up there, will be that you have a product and or a service which you then will be able to sell. And maybe you will be selling a lot less than now. Maybe you will go back to two-handed dentistry, maybe. But that will be 1,000,000 times better than not having a job. And you won't have a job. People will be using less dentistry, less of everything. Whether you're a dermatologist and even a normal doctor, because insurances will elapse. Yes, the government says they will put it in and they make it mandatory. Well, number one, that's only in the year 2014, and if they do so, you won't get any money for it, trust me. But anyway, that's the second wave for you doctors to come, realizing what's going to happen with this Obamacare. I mean, that can't be good. When have you last made money from an HMO, from a Medicare, Medicaid kind of type of things? When did you last get rich? It isn't going to happen. You guys are going to be paid less than a typist, less than one of those computer tiny little programmers, which already make no more than $15, $20 an hour. Except if you go and learn how to attract the 10 to 20 to 30% of people out there who always will have some money, who always will be the winners, who will get rich during this next recession, depression, very rich. I, for one, want to be part of them. Or at the very least, I don't want to be relying on anybody, which I haven't for 30 years in this world. You need to learn how to sell your service. Maybe it will not be a matter of taking your $70,000 a month practice to $140,000. No, maybe it will be a matter of taking your $70,000 practice down to $15,000, but you do all the work yourself, and you get cash, gold, or whatever the hell will be around to be paid. It doesn't really matter. Maybe it will be either way. It doesn't really matter. You better do one thing: promote. Learn how to promote. And here's the most important part about promoting: it's not advertising. Never was. Well, there was a time where it was, and it has some value. But when the economy gets bad, two things will happen. Number one, you won't have the money for any advertising at all. You just won't have it. Okay? You will not have it. It's already starting. That's why major marketing campaigns go broke. That's why several of my colleagues whom I know who are in the dental marketing business, like I am, are out of a job. Why do I know that? They ask me to hire them. I don't. All right, now, newspapers out of business, major problem. It's already happening, and me trying to sell people like you, and then realizing the need, and yet having no money. Just like the single mom making a couple grand a month, having periodontal disease, her kids have periodontal disease, or whatever it is they have, cavities, and she cannot afford it. She works, she makes a couple grand, but she cannot afford it. Many doctors are in this position right now already. Now, marketing as you know it, advertising as you know it, will dead end completely. Never has worked very well, which why you guys already haven't quite made it. Even during the last 10 to 12 to 15 years, where money was easy to come by, where it was fantastic to get credit, where people had real estate booming and could take out loans, and where people bought shit and stuff they didn't need. I'm not saying they didn't need your service. I'm just saying where it was easy to sell a $4,000 bariatric surgery or whatever the hell it costs in your place, couple grand anyway, where people were doing it and implanted stuff like that. Okay, it isn't going to happen. People much rather going to take their kids to Disneyland or to a movie because there's got to be some fun in life because everything else is rotten. They will say, okay, so what? I get periodontal disease and I lose my teeth. So what? I get infections and because of it lose my life 5, 10, 15 years earlier. So what? I am going to go and have to make the best out now. I couldn't change it. It's coming, it's already here. And it's going to get worse. Even if the crash I'm preparing to tell you about, real estate and all that, even if it doesn't happen, as long as people keep going with that less money, which they now have, as more difficult it will keep carrying their things. Okay, their cars will start breaking down. They will need money for it, where before they maintained them relatively good. All kinds of things. More health problems will come up. So it will be a matter of, do I go to the stomach doctor because, I'm really bad here, or to the dentist where I can still stand with it without hurting, and when I do go, is it just put it instead of fix it type of things, because that's all I have left over, because I still need to eat. My kids still need to eat. I need to send them to school, that type of stuff. There's only one way where marketing will work for you, and that is you've got to get the community making the loudspeakers for you. You cannot speak as loud anymore, ever. You need to get the community to speak about you. The old way of marketing, the old time of marketing, the way 50, 60, and 70 years, literally before you and me were in business, people marketed mostly were through referral, but not referral from your patients alone. That is so limited. That is so limited. It got to be the referral from the community leader, the fire department, the Red Cross department, the priests and the rabbis, the school scout leaders and the little leaguers and the school teachers and other healthcare professionals in the area, but not clinically, but just period, the people, small business owners, still again, the 10, 20 to 30% of people who somewhere out there kicking, doing things, they will make less, they will suffer themselves, but they will be still part of the ones who survive better, and you need to have those people on your side. They need to know about you as a good person, as a jolly good fellow person, as a humanitarian. And if they do not know about those things for you, they will not ever open their mouth about you. And you will need to have advertising to get any person into your practice at all. And you won't have the money for advertising to get any person into your practice. And that is how it will be. Do not tell me that I haven't warned you, because this is what is going to happen. And here's the thing. This is exactly what we have done for 20 years, 18, whatever, for a long time. This type of marketing has and always was our main thing, and it even worked during the time when economy was great. I started my business in 1991, and I frankly didn't quite know why I succeeded. There was lots of things. Number one, I made super affordable payment plans for people, and I still will do that. In fact, I have stopped doing that for a long time, probably stupid. But the economy was too good, people paid me the money anyway. So I go back to super affordable payment plans so that literally everybody can go on it. All right? If you can't go on my payment plan, the fact is your life is already over. The fact is you don't want to do it. The fact is then there's no willingness. Where there's a will, there is a way. That's all. That the fact is if you can't go on my payment plan, you simply don't believe it, that it can be done or that it should be done or whatever. And that is fine. That's fine.